everybody. Hey, it's Lightstar, and I am here live right now on YouTube, raw and uncut, right? So I'm going to, at the moment, put the link to the live. Some of you are on YouTube and you're already seeing me live. Some of you are going to be seeing it on my Facebook page. So just give me a second here. I'm going to put the actual live link so that people on Facebook can know where I am. And so just give me a second to put that up here. Hope you guys are all doing great. This is kind of exciting, and haven't quite been on this before live, but we'll see. Some of you that are on my subscription or that join my channel will probably get notification. So you're going to try this. Okay, so I just posted it on my my Facebook page, and I'm also going to copy this and put it on my Facebook profile as well. So hold on just a minute. All the technical things that you have to do, right? It's really fun stuff. Okay. So this has been shared to my Facebook page and timeline and all that stuff. So you can go there and see the actual live link to where this is. So I see, hello, some of you on here. Hello, 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 everybody. I'm super happy to see you guys on here. So this is super exciting. I actually haven't done this on YouTube before, and I wanted to, but yesterday had a little snafu with trying to go on Facebook Live from Trinity with Serious Bliss, who was supposed to have me on her page, and I could not get invited, was not popping up on my Facebook, so I couldn't get on, and I was very a little bit disturbed at that because, you know, Facebook was just, like I said, being a grouch. And so I decided, you know what? I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm going to come on here and try it on YouTube. So yay, this is exciting. Yeah, because you guys are usually seeing me on a pre-recorded video. Although I have to say, I usually just kind of go anyways. It's sort of like live, but not quite live when I'm doing my YouTube channel videos anyway, because I usually just go with what Spirit is bringing at that moment and don't do a lot of stopping, starting, and cutting and editing and all that stuff. So you're just kind of getting, this is kind of fun since I can see you guys. Hi, Marie. Oh, she says she bought my deck and loves it. Awesome. There's a lot of people that have purchased my Magical Dimensions Oracle cards, which I'm going to just kind of hold up here. Magical Dimensions deck, which this is the awesome deck with the beautiful symbol that cleanses the deck. It has a full color guidebook, 44 cards. Anyway, it's awesome. It's on my website, but some of you guys have already had it and bought it and love it. And I'm so excited about that. So super awesome. Hello, 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 all of you. Yay. So exciting. Oh, someone here from Tahiti. Hello there from Tahiti. I know I get a lot of people coming from all over the world, which is, I love that. There's so many people that are all over the place that I just love seeing that. So I'm going to just tell you a little bit about why I'm doing this today. And some of this has to do with, hi, Lihara. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted because all this stuff, but I'll be looking on here too. And if at any point somebody has any questions, post it in there and I'll try to look at that every once in a while too. But what I wanted to share today is something that we are all going to be experiencing. And I did do some of this on my last Oracle Consciousness reading for the summer of 2018. I just finished that and posted it not too long ago for the summer solstice. And that has some of the overview of what's coming up, because what we're going to be experiencing, the energetic upgrades from these cosmic waves that are the cosmic waves that are coming in from the space, the cosmos, the sun, and the upgrades that we're receiving from this. We've been having this for quite some time. It's been happening, but we've been feeling that there is going to be a really big push, wave in July. Okay, so July is a packed month with so many things going on, and it's already started. So one thing I want to point out now, a lot of you guys are, well, some of you guys are actually professional astrologers, so you're going to know a lot more about this. I don't profess to be a professional astrologer, but I will say that I didn't really know to the extent of what was going to be happening this summer. And I just kind of, on Monday, I started to have this feeling, this energetic feeling that was coming in, that was making me feel a bit off, and I didn't exactly know what it was. I was just feeling like, there's something that's going on. At first, I thought it was a little bit of like depressive, kind of low energy, fatigue, yes, but just this kind of foreboding feeling, or just kind of weird energy, but mainly emotional. Okay, so there's a lot of emotional stuff that was coming to the surface on, yes. So, this is, thank you, Leah. I was just also saying she's getting this too. This is something that has been happening, that has been building, but I started feeling it on Monday. And so it was kind of this energetic weirdness. Okay, let's just call it energy weirdness. And this energy weirdness stuck around. I mean, it's kind of the Monday, Tuesday, I'm just starting to feel a little bit better because I feel like I'm understanding about what's going on. It didn't exactly know what it was. And then I find out, well, obviously we're in a full moon right now. That's just today and tomorrow, full moon in Capricorn. That's starting this all off, but 27th, 28th. But what I want to and also in August. So again, this emotional roller coaster that I feel we're just going to be on for a bit. Okay. Report, if you will, but more so just to help you integrate some of this. And I may be coming on a little bit more often in this summer because this is pretty significant. And so we've got the full moon in Capricorn, but that's happening right now. Okay, so emotional stuff coming up to the surface. And to be honest, I usually feel this, but not to this extreme. And so when I was looking at what else is going on, okay, because I'm like, well, yeah, but that wouldn't necessarily make me feel like this. What's going on? So when I looked at the astrology then, guess what? And a lot of you already know this, but for those of you that don't, Mars is going retrograde, okay? And it just started yesterday. And it's going to be going all the way through August 27th, I believe, okay? Now, Mars going retrograde, that's pretty significant. And particularly Mars going retrograde in Aquarius, which, hello, I'm an Aquarian. Any of you guys that are Aquarius, this is probably particularly affecting you guys too, okay? But this actually, Mars in Aquarius, from what I understand, has not happened for 47 years. Okay, Mars has gone retrograde before, but apparently it hasn't gone retrograde in Aquarius for quite some time. So there's kind of some new funky energies that I think are going through with just the June kind of starting this whole process, okay? And so what does Mars bring? This is a lot of what we're going to talk about because this is going to culminate for most of the summer. And Mars is usually that push energy that makes us go, makes us assertive, getting things done, moving forward, taking action, really kind of that. But it's also, can be on the opposite or flip side of it, can be impatient and anger and frustration and impatience and quite the opposite of the first stuff, right? So here's the thing. This is what we got to be really, really on top of for this year is to have awareness, okay? So, and I'm not particularly prone to like super heated anger, but yet I've been feeling this kind of low-grade irritation that's kind of building. And it's just sort of this festering thing, I guess, that comes in, and it's like just there. And sometimes when we don't know what to do with that anger, we're just like, it kind of wells up and kind of goes within and starts turning inward. And then it has to kind of have an outlet of explosion somehow. So we're going to talk about a little bit of that. Okay. So some of you are actually saying, yeah, I've been feeling angry. Yes, started feeling that. Somebody else, T, also says started feeling that on Sunday evening. Same here. Marie says the energy of crying for no reason. This is, this is huge. Okay. There's, this is definitely, someone says, Viti, if I said that right, I just danced my anger out. Very good way of doing that. Now, okay, so we got all this anger, got all this sort of frustration, irritation, okay? And that's coinciding with this, like I said, got the emotional moon right now. We got Mars going retrograde all through the summer. I'm also pointing out we have several eclipses that are going to be happening this summer also. Solar eclipse is going to be on, I believe it's July, not the 12th, the 13th, July 13th. And that's going to be in Cancer. Okay, so we got that eclipse going. We got Mercury going retrograde at the same time as all this happening. And that goes July, I wrote this one down because I always forget it, July 26th through August 19th. Okay, so we got those things happening. Then we have a lunar eclipse on July 27th, which goes in Aquarius. And this is actually the longest eclipse that is in this 21st century, meaning it's going to be there the longest. It might be like, I don't know exactly what time, it's like 2 hours long, but it's like the longest in the 21st century. So that's kind of a big thing for that particular lunar eclipse. And then we have Lionsgate in August, which always happens the beginning of August, okay? And then we also have a solar eclipse in Leo that also comes around in August on the 11th at the same time, okay? So I'm just pointing out some of the highlights of what's happening and going to be happening this summer, which is going to be a mishmash of energies and emotions all over the place, okay? This is huge, okay? It's one of the largest time periods that I can remember, although there have been time periods where things are just, feels like everything is up all at once. It's like, it's like the pimple that's just like come to a head, right? That's kind of a gross example, but seriously. And what we want to remember with all of this is that we have to prepare in some way, shape, or form. We have to prepare ourselves for a lot of these things. And sometimes preparing, because sometimes you can't totally prepare for everything, right? You don't know everything that's going to happen. But when we look at what does it mean, preparing, well, sometimes it just means knowing this, becoming aware of all of this stuff. Okay, so when we know that, okay, all these things are happening and they're all going to be happening this summer. And I'm not saying that we can blame everything on the planets and let the planets rule our entire life. Okay, we have a lot of control over how we allow this to affect us. Okay, if we know and we have knowledge and we have awareness that, hey, this may be affecting me and maybe I need to take a little bit of a breather here. Maybe I need to take let's just breathe and kind of relax and open the door here to some other perspectives, some other ways of looking at things that can be helpful in this situation. So it's not all bad stuff. This is actually, and I'm just talking about this stuff just to become aware of it, because I think a lot of this stuff is going to be impacting us in every area of our life. But, because there's so much going on, one thing is in Aquarius, one thing's in Leo, one thing's in Cancer, we got this in Capricorn. So and those things affect us in different areas of our life. And then of course, it depends upon your own personal astrology with where stuff is hitting. But we know that this is going to be a really big time period. Okay. So this is why I want to just point out a couple of tips that I think are going to be helpful for us this summer. And we're also going to be getting this huge wave and upgrade coming in July with the cosmic waves that I talked about in my previous Oracle Consciousness reading for the summer. Plus, I had Miss M on my program who also talked about, excuse me, my lovely microphone just kind of tipped over and fell. That's weird. Okay, so hopefully that won't happen again, but sorry for all the noise of trying to get that back. So that's funny. So what was I saying? Anyways, I think I was talking about the fact that we're going to be going into this, knowing this, and Miss M was talking about this wave that's coming in July also that is going to be doing some upgrades as well. So think about it. I mean, we got like three eclipses. We got all this stuff going on astrologically. It's kind of crazy. Okay. So I'm just going to take a minute because you guys are like typing all sorts of stuff and I want to see what's going on. And I'm also trying to talk to you and see what's going on. So there's plenty of anger and sadness with the Earth's grids, which we are clearing. So it may not be your anger. Oh, good point. Because actually, this is a really good thing. I am just finishing up my Syrian image, my art creation. I'm just about finished with it. It's not quite done yet, but I'm getting there. But basically, it also has to do with the meridians of planetary upgrades. And also, it's like the sun and the earth, but the meridians and the ley lines of the grid points of the earth. So all of you Syrians out there that know really how to work with those ley lines, definitely our earth here is being activated, and the ley lines and the meridian points are definitely being activated and upgraded as well. So some of this is, we're feeling Gaia, we're feeling the earth shifts, we're feeling that, and we're feeling our own stuff, and we're getting, upgrades from the cosmos and our own individual stuff. So God, there's like super much going on, right? It seems like it's kind of crazy. And by the way, when I was doing this in the last couple of days, when I've been feeling this kind of weird emotional roller coaster kind of strangeness, I actually chose, I picked a couple cards from my deck because I wanted to see what was going on. And guess what they pulled up? Okay, some of you that know my deck will be somewhat familiar with this, but the first one, it pulled up releasing. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a little shiny on here. Releasing. And releasing is all about letting go, releasing the toxic waste of emotions, releasing energies that are flowing, but also need to be kind of it's time to let things go in the past, but to wash yourself clean. It's a great time for purification, for doing cleanses and things of that nature as well. So it was also just verifying that, hey, we're going through this major cleanse and this change. And I also picked this card because I just did 2 cards just to see energetically what was going on. And it brought me, I think this is showing it reflection backwards. It must just be the camera, but emotional freedom. Emotional freedom is the other emotional card. These are the 2 most kind of emotional cards in the deck. So it's not unheard of that I picked these because it was really validating that we are going through a lot of emotions. And sometimes this card also symbolizes being vulnerable. It's about allowing us to be vulnerable sometimes and allow the floodgates kind of this emotion to come out, but have a healthy way to express itself. So we need it to have a place of expression in some way, some positive way that can be helpful for all of us and not be disastrous because we let whatever anger is coming through us or whatever frustration with our life or whatever's going on with the planet and the ley lines and the grid points may also get mixed in with our own anger and our own frustration. And then we just kind of blow up and take it out on the world. And then we're going to have to suffer the consequences of those actions. So that's why it's very important to not stuff your anger, not have it at all, not telling you guys to become aware of your anger and then, don't do anything about it because, or stuff it. By all means, we're going to have a healthy outlet. So somebody mentioned dancing, but I'm saying dancing, exercise, being out somewhere, doing some kind of outlet for your body or just going in your car and just screaming. It's a great way when there's nobody in the car, let it out. Let it go. Do some writing, get it out on paper and then burn it, if you want to. But we need to have some healthier ways of allowing our anger to kind of have an expression, but yet learn how to have it be a healthy expression. And I think that is what we're going to be learning throughout this entire summer is how to manage our emotions in a better way. I believe this is also why this is all coming to a head and coming to a surface, is that whatever we haven't dealt with, whatever we haven't stuffed under the carpet, or we haven't been looking at in this way, is going to come up, and you may be feeling that frustration or anger or dissatisfaction with your life, or some area or multiple areas of your life. And then you're going to need to look at it and do some reevaluation, because that's what the retrogrades are all about, is reevaluation, all the REs, And so we're looking at everything in the past and saying, like, what have we done? Where have we moved? What do we want? So let's see, you guys are awesome with everything. Hi, Ellen from Germany. That's awesome. So awesome. Yes, you guys are, there's a lot of people chatting on here. So, yeah, we don't want to avoid it. And so there's someone on here, Jay Hammers. If y'all keep avoiding the energies, it's just going to be worse when it's corrected. So yeah, we don't want to avoid it. That's what is super awesome. And you need to you're right. It's not about just like, okay, go dance and go work out. That's not going to be enough, but it will dissipate some of it so that you won't explode. But then you really do need to go look in and look at what has been frustrating you, or what's been going on in your life that you need to look at. There's some things that you just have to, really open the doorway, look at that shadow stuff. We don't all like some of the stuff that we see, but we do need to go in there and go inward, because what does that really do for us? It actually allows us to clean house and to upgrade our own internal energies. And that's really important, because we're going into that higher frequency, that purifying frequency of allowing ourselves to be in a different way than we were. Okay. And that requires us digging down into some of the stuff we haven't looked at yet. We've been working on this for many years. Many of us have, some of us haven't. But I also feel that these energies this summer is going to be affecting those of us for sure that have been doing our work. Okay, so we've been doing our work. We've been kind of struggling, whatever, going through stuff, but shifting, going upwards the rung here. And we've been doing our work, and now we're going to be going to another level. So there's a lot of people that I feel have already been doing this work that are now needing to step up to a different level. And they may not know exactly what that is. You might not know what it looks like yet, but you are going in that trajectory of another level. For those that have not awakened yet, I also feel this is going to be another wave of mass awakening. We've gone in waves where we've seen some people like really awaken, and then, certain intervals of time, and then it settles down a little bit because, we need those people to kind of integrate, understand what's going on, or try to. And so that's coming for the people. It's hitting everyone at whatever level. And I don't mean level higher, lower, any of that, but it is a certain level. Like if you haven't awakened yet, you're just starting to awaken. You may have different things that are coming to the surface than those people that may have been working on this stuff for a really long time. And that these people are going through different types of upgrades or experiences or releasing or shifting. So there's very different experiences that people have. For example, when you first wake up, you're first awakened, most of us that were awakening in the first, whenever it was, it doesn't matter if it was 30 years ago or, just last year, but when you awoke, had this awakening process of starting to realize things are not what they appear. I'm not what I appear to be, and much more than this and expanded. The first things that start to come up is dealing with your family and family issues, because you're going to be having to deal with that, because this is if your family is not super supportive of who starseed and, cosmic and spiritual energies. Some people have that fortunate, they've chosen good, parents and maybe an easier life of it with the parents, but not everybody had that. So the awakening, you're going to deal with your own, like, oh my God, what's going on? But then you also have to deal with, like, my family doesn't even like know what I'm talking about. Maybe I don't even know what I'm talking about. So these are some of the issues that we have to work through in First Awakening. Whereas some other people that are a little bit kind of more into that, they've kind of gone through the family stuff, or, you know, beyond the family stuff where it just doesn't bother them or doesn't trigger them anymore. I'm dealing with a whole different set of issues now, you know, and some of you are having contact, you know, again, from different ways. You're having upgrades. Maybe you're getting more dreamtime stuff happening, you know, and opening and awakening that way. So there can be many different types of things that are happening upon, sorry, I just clicked on something, happening upon the awakening phases. So, okay, Ellen, just saying I have loneliness and homesick for a place I don't even know. Thank you. Says I'm very wonderful and authentic. Really love the information. Okay, I want to address this, Ellen, because loneliness is a huge issue for everybody on this planet, but it's in particular, I notice it for starseeds. I mean, I work with a lot of people from all over, but loneliness is an issue that people have. It's a prevalent issue here on this planet. And here's the thing. We are never alone, okay? We kind of can think of that and say, like, yeah, I know that, but I don't know that, okay? In the soul, in the heart, I shouldn't even say the soul. I should just say the part deep down in us knows that, but the personality side that we are here doesn't have a clue about that. And so we have this sort of ego separation where it makes us feel separated, and we're really not. And we're never alone from our own soul, our own spirit, our higher self, all the angels, guides, elementals, fairies, galactic beings, all of that, your ascended masters, your own personal guides, your own personal angels, like every one of them are all around you all the time. But sometimes we don't feel that. And so that's one part of loneliness, getting back in touch with the spirit energy, getting back in touch with your higher self and your own intuition to know when, you know, to tune in and to bring in that energy of filling your soul up, filling your body up with love so that you don't feel lonely. Okay, because it's really love that will come in and relieve that feeling of loneliness. Love fills the heart, okay? This is really important for us. So that's loneliness, and from the spiritual side of things. Then there's a lot of loneliness for people who live in really remote places. I know a lot of you do. Really, really remote places. And there's a lot of, you know, there's people that live like out in the boonies someplace, okay? And if they're living out in the boonies someplace, then you are not in connection, or you feel very alone, very separate, okay? So you feel separate, you feel alone, you don't feel connected because there's nobody like you, or you feel really alone. But here's the thing. I mean, the wonders of the internet basically have helped that process a lot, because you can reach out to all people all over the world, whether it be a certain Facebook group or some kind of thing that is for starseeds, where you can start to intermingle with people, whether getting involved in something that is local to your own vicinity, where you can totally be yourself, and you can totally be, you know, yourself and be loved for who you are. Okay. So very important, two sides of loneliness, but we know we're absolutely never alone. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely never alone. You guys are so loved. You guys are so, there's so much love out there for you, and mostly for yourself, because we want to have you guys loving yourselves and not feeling worthless or feeling insecure, lack of confidence, all this stuff. We need you guys to start really starting to pull in that love energy and that love frequency to start feeling very much in your own heart and your own expression of love. Okay. Very, very important here. So, okay. Okay, you guys, what I'm going to do is, I just want, so that's mainly what I wanted to share. There's a couple of things I just wanted to also point out for this year, or I'm sorry, this, well, yes, this year, but for this summer, is a couple of tips, okay, just to help us get through some of this stuff, through some of this energetic madness. Knowing that this is a great time to really get clear on what it is that we want. Okay, there's a lot of things that are going to be coming up for us that may be pointing out things that we are, I don't know, perhaps not sure that we want. But this is a time to get really clear on what it is you want. It's really time to kind of put all that stuff into more perspective, to get really clarified on what your next step is, what you want in your life, and to have a little bit more clarity on that. So this is more, a good thing. And even though some of these energies might be a little, I don't want to say crazy, but a little bit disruptive to us and to our normal MO. So also being very careful. And I don't mean it in a way where you don't do anything, but I'm just saying being a little bit more careful in your life of what you say to people, how you behave to others, what you might react to, and being aware of more of the triggers that are happening. So literally, yeah, this is like huge. And thank you guys who are moderating for me. I know there's some people that are on here that just like to mess with things, but I don't really, get into that. But I see that somebody's like already knowing it. You guys are smart enough to know that. So anyway, so that's just a very important thing. This is time to find out what you want, be in your center, be in your core. And actually, it's funny because this is the time period that we may go into with more of these kind of troll energies, okay? Because like that is going to be happening a little bit more. But I think a lot of us are getting really just to the point where it's like, we know we know what you're operating from, and we're not really going to be affected by it. So go with your bad self, as we like to say around here. So that's really cool. Be careful, be aware, be conscious, and be conscious of also, again, your actions, how you're speaking to others, how you're portraying yourself, and how you're becoming triggered by certain things that are happening in your life. And also to reassess. This is a good reassessment period. So lay everything out on the table. What's next for you guys? What do you really want to do for the future in the next, year even, or just even 6 months? Where do you really want to go? Where do you want to be with your business, with anything like partnership, business, health? You got to put these things out on the table and start to initiate some positive things in your life that can start to shift the energies into that direction. And then we want to review this, meaning you're reviewing your goals. Now, where you want to be, what you want to do, how you want to experience life, and how you want to be different in a good way, not changing yourself and who you are at the core, but how you want to be a little bit different in this next segment of time, because we are going to be shifting. We already are shifting into a new way of being. And we want to see, we want to know more of ourselves. We want to know who we are, and we want to know why we're here. And we want to know our purposes, and we want to know what's going on. And those of us that already know the purpose and all that, we want to know, how is the purpose shifting? What's it going to next? By the way, all of you guys that are here on the planet, you're already on your purpose. Okay. There are certain purposes that you have that you initiated and set before you came here to do. But for the most part, if all of us are here, you kind of already are on your purpose in that way. So you can sort of take some of the stress off of you that says, oh, I have to be doing something, or, I got to be doing something. Well, yeah, but you already made the decision to come here and to be doing what you're doing already, is a lot of the purpose. So we kind of have to look at what you've been doing, because sometimes people don't see that they're already on a lot of their purpose too. So we just shine the light in that direction. Okay. Anyways, so with that said, what I'd like to do, let's see, I want to see if anybody is on here. Let's see. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just do a little bit of a light language activation here. So what I was thinking actually was feeling like I think there's some things in the mind, in the this mental scope, okay? Mental scope that wants to be cleared a little bit here. So we're going to be, I'm getting right now to be pulling in some of the Arcturian energies. Anybody resonate with the Arcturians? Oh, thumbs up if you do. The Arcturian energy is, and you can take a look at one of my images called Arcturus Infinity Mind. And the Infinity Mind is, it's really about the Arcturus energies to clearing the mind field. I'm calling it the mind field because it is kind of like a minefield. When we walk through our mind and our energies, we're like, this is blowing up here. This is blowing, exploding, whatever. And so it literally, we become scattered in our thinking. We become just, there's just a lot of craziness in the energy field. So I want to take just a moment and bring through some Arcturian energies to help and clear that pathway or clear the energies around the mental scape so that we can have a little bit more clarity. Okay. So, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go into everybody that's listening or watching or whatever wants to connect with the Arcturian energies. And then I'm just going to bring the energies through. And then this is not going to, this one is more of a transmission. So we're not really bringing through specific word for word type of interpretation. Okay. So I want you guys just to kind of breathe, tune in, and receive whatever it is that you want to receive from this, but just kind of like focus on this area right here of kind of clearing the mind and just getting really quiet and really centered and very balanced and very much at ease. Okay. So tune in here. Tire su tuni ki turi shuntate anta tu sunte enturi shitia takadi utsun u sotam u suti shijian sasan tati ikisu turini atu su sean tu un terite un seu kushu un ta interi asa taramate si tutu su kushin te tara akari eten su turu anamasat ak ona shashian su turini asu un terite Kugusi ti ushiti amakaita. Tura orma as usomana ashi si sana taramakash. Suti unsa suni shi shantata anta son. Su suni ashiti akasum. Baanta riutu untara akam sushi shanate. Su tu in keme asanta. Tu shishamata santi kishianataremi. Te omnana sa umtare akesh. Usin tu untari imse. Nona sote shi, sunia natani ki intanatas, utsuri ansa tantas, zishunto, ki tu untumra asata me shi shianata, kem suam ta, me isu tu un shi shiantat aka sent tu usontat eme, ki fi antaram, sun taramashi, shamai, kavani, tereas. And everybody just breathe. Breathe that energy in and feel the energy clearing around in the head, around in the energy field. Just allowing yourself to be come into more of that love within yourself, coming into your body and clearing that mind field. Whew. I have to come back too. So I kind of go, when I do these light language activations, by the way, for those of you who are curious, I actually feel the energy very strongly in my own body. And so this actually opens up for the people that need to receive this, who are on here now, but who are also going to be watching this later on the replay. So it's actually opening up my energy field a little wider so that the transmission can come through for whoever it needs to come through for. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I don't know if anybody has any little question or two that they want to throw in here before we kind of close it out. But thank you guys for everything. You guys are awesome. And this has been really fun. I might do more of these. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I think it's kind of a fun little way to, I wasn't quite sure how many people are actually on YouTube live at the time that I'm doing this, but I really appreciate you guys being on here. And I appreciate all of you guys for everything that you have bringing to the table to this planet, and your bravery and your courage and your love that you're bringing here. So I really appreciate that. If any of you guys want to go and check out my website, which most of you maybe already know, but it's at lightstarcreations.com, and you can, pick up the deck there. I also have session work, and then I also have my artwork as well, which you can buy in many different forms. And I have a lot of light language activations that are custom. So I have from audio activations to custom signature light code art, which is your own to tune into what's going on in your energy field, like the energy packages in codes and symbols, since I actually draw and the light language and the symbols and the codes that are coming in for you, so that you can help to download that package and energetically bring that into your energy field and start to integrate a bit more. So I have that, lots of other things, visionary art portraits and all sorts of activational art, life path code activations. So you can go check out that. My Light Language Foundations class is also on there. So April is asking if I'm going to do a calendar. I did a calendar for a couple of years. And the only reason why I'm not doing one at this moment, like for this year, maybe I will for this coming year, like for 2019. But I've been really busy with work and session and helping you guys that I haven't had as much time to create my new artwork, although I've been chipping away at it. So I hadn't had enough to really put in like all new images, because I usually have to have 12, images that are brand new. I like to have brand new ones. So I will, as soon as I have some more that I can put out as new ones, because I don't want to start repeating them. And that's what started happening because my process of creating them isn't fast enough. Although I would love to have it's like I need 8 octopus arms to be able to do all of it. But I will be, and whenever that does come out, I'll let you know. And we'll see if I can shoot for, 2019 or not. We'll just have to see on that. So I think that should do it for you guys. Oh, and printing a pillowcase for a small. I actually thought about doing a pillowcase myself because I wanted to start drawing the codes. So that may be something I will also come out with, where you can actually sleep, on the code. It wouldn't be like my images, like these kind of images. It would be more like I don't have one in front of me, but the symbols or the codes, just a single one that would activate you as you sleep, but not keep you up. So there's definitely that in my repertoire of up here of all the different things that I'd like to come out with. And so that will be coming soon. And let's see. Hey, you guys are good. So let's see. Blah, blah, da, 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 da. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Moon Warrior. That's awesome. 14 when you awakened, and there was 13 and 14 now. So young one, we have a young one on here as Starseed, and wanted to know when I first awakened. And hello, Stands with Bear. Live long and prosper. Yeah. So great question, because I won't spend too much time on this, but I will just, there's a lot to that. But I would really say, because I feel like I was awakened to the extent when I came into this life, but I would say my activation of Starseed, where I really started to open up and start to understand what that actual term meant and that it applied to me, was mostly in the opening wave of about 2008, 2009. In that time period is when there was some really strong activations where I really needed to get out of the corporate job that I was in, because I was very meshed in the corporate world for many years in construction, engineering, forensic engineering, restoration companies. Nothing to do with this type of stuff at all. So just saying. And I talked about that on some of my other previous videos of my conference videos, events. But basically, that was when I kind of first really awakened to the starseed stuff. I had been speaking a light language since I was 9. I just didn't know that it was actual what it was, okay, until much later. And so the awakening process happened slowly over time in that way. But I did kind of have some spiritual connections when I was younger, but it didn't really come into full awakening state until that 2009. It was when the market crashed, if any of you guys know, and we're in that process. Oh my God, it was horrible. This time process was, everybody was losing their jobs. The market was crashing. All my money just kind of went out the window, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And so rug pull out from under you. But I knew that I was supposed to be doing something different and moving into this kind of work, but I had no idea I was going to be doing light language activations or even my own artwork, because I was doing graphic design for the corporate world. So it was totally different. And I had no idea I was going to be doing this. So it's very different when you don't always know how your unfoldment is going to happen and what form it's going to take. But I would say being open and being completely open to receiving whatever your higher self or your spirit is giving you at the moment, like what's in your field, and they're asking you, do you want to do this? Will you do this? Constantly like that. And you have to be the one to be courageous enough to step up and do it. So with all of you guys going through the awakening processes and just starting to come out, you're going to have to, muster up that courage. Because I know I did. I had to muster up the courage to get out and start doing this work, even though I had no idea how it was going to work, how it was going to be, what kind of form it was going to really take. But I showed up. I showed up. And that's what I think is the most important things for you guys, is just show up. By meaning you tell your soul that you're willing to step up. You may not have all the answers for it, but you're willing to step up, and you are going to show up for whatever comes your way. So I hope that answers some of that. My gosh, you guys are so awesome. So I'm going to stop it right there, because I could go on here forever and ever and ever, but I'm going to come back and do some more live if you guys want to. Maybe, as this video will post up and be on the replay in a bit. And then, post in the comments whatever you guys want me to do this again, I will. But this one was just really helping you guys to understand what's going on, what's coming this summer. And I will do my best to come on here again in the summertime when these things are happening. And if I have some other tips to share, some other light language activations or whatever I can to help you guys and to service humanity in the way that I am meant to, with light, color, sound, vibration, and light language and all that good stuff. So again, it is my pleasure to have been here. This has been so much fun. I really enjoy the interaction and everything. I honestly can't keep up with all of the comments. So if I didn't answer your question or didn't respond to you, believe me, there's a lot of you on here, and I love all of you guys, but I can't get to everybody. So we'll have to do it next time. So with that said, you guys, I'm going to sign off, and I send you lots of love and heart vibrations, and stay in your center, stay in your balance point. And I send you lots of love from the elementals, the fairies, the galactics, and the angelics, and all of your ascended masters, and the love and the light of the Creator. Okay? Blessings to you all. Bye now.